All right, guys, today let's talk the currency exchange. Let's keep this short, simple, quick, and easy. One of the things that I've been getting a lot of questions of both on the live stream and in Discord is how do I use the currency exchange? It's a little confusing to some people. Some people don't know the best way to do it. And some people are just like really questioning about how to like flip things and how to make money using it. Faustus allows us to use the currency exchange, and the currency exchange has a wide variety of anything stackable that we could sell. It has all our currencies, our essences, our delves, our rune crafting, div cards, pretty much you name it. If it's stackable, we can use it. Unfortunately, it doesn't do maps. The biggest upside to the currency exchange is I can literally just kind of go on here really quick, and if I want to buy something, just say a crimson oil, and I have some chaos orbs, I could see a rate. I could put in how many I want. And I can pretty much just buy it immediately and get my item really quick, no problems, no hesitations. I can even really quickly flip all of the currencies inside of my stash. It makes life a absolute breeze and has given people access to more currency than they've ever had before, because currency is at like the tips of your fingers. The biggest absolute downside to using the currency exchange is gold. Gold becomes a problem. Gold is hard to get. Gold this, gold that. I get it. Gold sucks. There are great ways to farm gold, both in 8 mod tier 16 maps, synthesis maps, and other really cool ways. And until you really start like doing high-end mapping, the currency exchange is pretty limited in what you can do. You can't do a lot of flipping, but you can buy little small things like oils or small mapping supplies that you need. Outside of that, the currency exchange for me has been fantastic. If you ever need gold, small tip, if you click the little manage town button on Johan and you go to your treasury and you see you have money left in your treasury, you can actually remove money from your treasury and use it to how you need it. Me, I'm running out of money. I need to go get more money. But let's talk more about the exchange and what's going on. With the exchange, you can see a couple of things. You can see what you want versus what you have. You can control left click to flip it around to make life easy. And you can drag and drop. If I were to like remove this and click this in and control click in, I can control click in what I want and how I want to do it. And if I control shift click, I could change the what I want. So I have this, I control click, and what I want would be this. I control shift click, it goes right in. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. As far as reading this screen goes and what's going on, we'll start from the top and work our way down. If I wanted to buy a divine orb and I have a chaos orb, it tells me the rate. If I hover my mouse over here, it says a market ratio of 160 to 1. That means my 160 chaos orbs will buy me 1 divine. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. After 26 people, which is stock of 26 happens, it'll go to 161, 161.42. There's one up right now for 157 and 160. It updates in real time. Really straightforward and really simple. If I control click on the I want divine orb and I flip it around, it tells me that divine orbs are selling for 158, 157, 156. So essentially, after 158 people buy or divine orbs, which they just did, now it's 157. So if I sell a divine orb, I will immediately get 157 chaos real quick, real easy. Why flipping this around is important is we see right now people are selling divine orbs for 158 and people are buying divine orbs for 159, 160, 158. What this means is that I can see there's a ratio difference of 157 versus 160, 159. It tells me that I can literally put an order in for a divine orb at 158 and place it, and it'll go. It should have went at 160. Realistically, what I should have done was I probably should have put it at 157 and waited for these 157. I could have saved the chaos orb. I probably could have saved 2 chaos orbs, but that's my point. And this is literally in real time. You're seeing exactly what I've been doing. Now, I've actually sold things like golden oils. I've sold silver oils. I've sold opal essence oils. I've been selling everything. I've even gone as far some days as to buy Valdo boxes and stack decks and take a look at the ratios. Earlier in the league, people were selling Valdo boxes for 40C. So I would do exactly what I'm doing now. I would see the I have Valdo box and this number would be 40. You see right now it's 82.81, and then I would flip it around and people would be buying for 95.100. I could, in theory, right now at the time of recording, looking at these numbers and the stock actively available, buy Valdo boxes at 82C, So I could like flip this around. I could put a buy order in right now for 82C. I think I'm actually out of currents chaos. Am I out of chaos? I'm out of chaos. So if I didn't buy the divine, but I could actively put in a buy order for a Valdo box at 182. So you see they're selling at 182. Actually, we could just take this really quick. We just take this. Let's just take this. Let's just do this. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. One. Am I actively short? Oh my God, I'm short gold. Okay, hold on. I'm robbing the bank. I'm robbing the town. Money, gimme. Thank you. Okay. This is the problem, man. Okay, so flip this around. 82, place an order, and now I let it sit. So eventually this will fill at 82, and then I'll relist it for 100. It'll sell. You're gonna say to me, no, you're crazy. It's not gonna sell. I'm gonna say to you, I'm not crazy. And I'm gonna do that whole like, you know, that like Joker thing where I'm not crazy. I know this will work. This will 100% work. The reason why I know this will work is if we move down to this section here, we can see that I have been actively making sales and I have left my sales in on purpose. You see right here, we have an order complete. My order was completed at 1 to 9. So I got 1 opalescent oil for 9 chaos orbs. If we go and we look, opalescent right now sells at 8 and then sells here for 12, 13, 14. I have actively been buying and selling opal oils at 9C in oil, which you can see the completion here, and then actively relisting them at 14C. Markets change throughout the day depending on when people are on and depending on when people are farming and what's going on. So I do exactly what you see here. I will put an order and I will let it sit. I will go map. I will go about my day. I'll go run errands and I'll come home and things will be sold. Same thing with this right here. You see I have listed golden oils for 1-to-1 divine. And I've had, oh, there's my Valdo box. I've had golden oils literally fill at 1-to-1 overnight by just leaving them there. People really underestimate the power of different markets and what will happen if you leave things overnight. It's kind of mind-blowing to watch what will happen. I'm actually short gold again. It's kind of wild to watch what will happen when different markets wake up and different communities are on. Oh, I just imported. No, give me my gold back. Exile. Whatever, we'll go farm the town gold later. After this video, we'll go farm the town some gold. But it's kind of wild to see what'll happen if you leave items on trade overnight or throughout the day and things will fill. Now, we talk about this screen, how to read this screen. This right here is the completion of what it was filled. The item on the left, or the number on the left, is the item here. The number on the right is the item here. And you can see that we exchanged 10 for 90 at a rate of 1 to 9. The current market order for these is right here at 1 to 9. So you can see if I flip these around, they're 1 to 9. Same thing here, gold oils that we're selling at 1 to 1. If I click here, we see they're at 2.5. If I flip them around, they're pretty much 1.5 to 1. So people right now with 1.5 divines at an order of 27 are pretty much buying 3 for 2. Yes, 3 for 2. So once that fills, they'll go back to 1 to 1. So when 27 people fill and this is done, this in theory should fill, because you can see it's right there. It's 1.5 to 1. Chaos, we see the same thing, 158 to 1. And pretty much my entire point goes like this. It is really easy to use the market. It is really easy to make the market extremely accessible to players. And there have been issues in the past where people, and you've seen it right now where I'm trying to put in numbers and things update. If you take your time and you go slow and you make sure numbers don't change and adjust, you won't and shouldn't, in theory, run into any issues. And for those of you who are going to be like, oh my God, I had a problem. I've heard horror stories of people selling 1 divine for 1 chaos because they're really not paying attention. GGG has indeed actively put out a patch. That patch has now read that added a warning to the currency exchange that explains when a chosen ratio is bad. So I too have made mistakes. I am human. I have messed up and I have listed things wrong. Just yesterday, I bought a golden oil for 1 div because I just wasn't paying attention because I thought I had them flipped in the right direction and I didn't. So now you don't really have to worry too much. But essentially, the currency exchange, if you're mapping and you're clearing maps or you're doing pretty much anything, really allows you to just have the flexibility to do a lot of things. It's a little bit harder if you want to, like, say, flip stack decks. I know plenty of people who are trying to flip stack decks. You're going to need, like, a ton of gold to flip a stack deck. So essentially, like, you can do one map for 10,000 gold and flip some stack decks. Meanwhile, like, stack decks are like, I think it's like, I guess nobody's selling stack decks right now. You could probably, honest to God, sell stack decks at like 90 to a divine. But if I wanted to buy stack decks, check this out. Look at this, look at this, look at this. They're pretty much almost 1 chaos per stack deck. And then I can flip stack decks for divines. It's kind of wild. It's actually better to sell stack decks at higher than 1K. Or there was definitely a time where stack decks were like 1C a piece and divines were like 90, or the stack decks were 90 to a div. If you just like spend some time looking at the market and playing with the market, you'll find some insane, absolutely insane ratios and rates on things that you could buy and sell at. And it's mind-blowing. I've made tons of profit doing it. I haven't been hiding what I've been doing. I've been trying to tell people. And even something really, really simple is like, if you have some gold sitting around, and I know somebody's gonna be like, I'm not doing that for 1 chaos flips. You don't have to, but I've gone even as far as like, I'm gonna go have a bite to eat. I'll buy 100 crimson oils for 100C, and then I'll relist 100 crimson oils for 200C, and I'll like go make dinner and come back, and I made 100 chaos. It's a little bit of gold, yes, I get it. But I mean, like, I was gonna go eat anyways and make a sandwich. So like, why would I make 100 chaos while making a sandwich? But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to make something quick and simple and pretty much just give you guys a really basic rundown of how the market works, how I've been using it, things that I've been doing. And there's a lot of things that you could flip. There's like, you can literally go as far as picking up jewelers off the floor. And I know this is crazy, but flipping jewelers on the exchange is actually worse than like coming here and talking to Lonnie and like doing this and then selling these. I've actually seen and heard stories of people buying jewelers at an excessive rate off the exchange to go to Lonnie to flip them to fusings to sell them back on the exchange. So like, there's a lot of really interesting loopholes and things that you could do. So I would play around with it. I would look at it. And if your currency stash looks like mine, where you're just like sitting here and not selling everything, go list everything. Honest to God. I know when I'm done making this video and I farm a little bit of gold, I'm going to go be listing all these transmutes, all these Alex. I'm going to be selling everything that I'm not using. I'm going to put it up for chaos so that I can work on getting upgrades for my character. And it has been, like I said, one of the best ways to make currency. Blight paired with this has just been a blessing and a godsend. And I can't thank GG enough for putting it in. If you have questions about the exchange, questions about how to use the exchange, you get a little confused, feel free to leave a comment down below. Feel free to stop in the Discord and ask some questions there. The Discord is highly active. There's a bunch of people chatting all the time. I'll be live on Twitch over the weekend and YouTube over the weekend. You can ask questions there if you want. If I can't answer you, somebody there for sure will have an answer for you. But, you know, if it's confusing, don't let it scare you. Make it a tool that'll really help you succeed, because as long as this stays in the game, it's going to be really hard to go broke. But for now, friends, I'm going to get this video out to you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.